So today we'll be covering just a quick overview of mDocs, because probably a lot of you already know how the mDocs is already working. And on top of that, we'll cover probably a bit more into the eCert, which is a new tool that was added more at the start of this year, which is looking at the accreditation, the green accreditation documentations that you can add to your specification and that. So we will probably just jump into this. So I'll just share my screen. We'll be jumping into the Masterspec. So we run this all out of the Masterspec platform and to cover everything for you. So just give me 2 seconds. Okay, hope everyone sees this. Okay, what we're looking at now is, as you can see, it's just our normal Masterspec. All of you be understand how this works from here. So what we'll do is we'll quickly just start with our mDocs, and we'll go through just how you can add the product documentation through the actual work section itself, and if you want to do it through the mDocs appendix and that. So what we'll do is we'll just grab one of our work sections itself. Doesn't really matter which one we grab. What should we grab today? This one. Now, when you grab your work section, if you put it into edit mode, and then from there, we can then go across over to here, and we can see at the bottom of here is the mDocs Manager. So as you're filling out your work sections, and you come to the end of finishing it all off, you can then go along and select your documentation that you want to add to your specification. Now, as you know, when you open mDocs here, it lists all the documentation that's been uploaded up to the work section itself. And that, you will see it's will cover all documents that have been uploaded. That is for your performance documents. Also, you're going to get installation documents, your maintenance documents, warranties, and environmental documents that will all be listed in here. And when you look at each one of the documents themselves, if you click on it, it tells you which one it covers. So in here, this is a performance. As you can see, the performance would be an installation and it'll be a warranty documentation. If you want to see what's in that documentation, just click on the little picture, which will bring you up a PDF preview of the document itself. And so you can run through it yourself and look at what's in there and see if it is the correct document that you actually want to upload to the space that refers to the information that you've imported into your actual work section. And that once you've looked through it all, you're happy with what it is, you can just upload it. Now, when we hit attach here, what this will do, it will actually attach this work section. I'll list it down here, you can give it a name. Additional notes you want to add to that document if need be. And you can just add finish. What that will do is that it's now uploaded that documentation to our specification. It'll put it in the back of the appendix. It'll generate a cover page listing manufacturer specification documentation, and then it'll list up after that a contents page that will list all the actual documents that you attach to your specification, and it will list all the actual documentation that you add in the CBI number order with the work section. Now in there we can also see that if there's not a document, if the document you want is not actually in there, you can actually request for the document itself. If there's documentation that you think they may have or you want to know if they may have, you can actually request it. So you can just hit request here, and it is an attachment you send through. This goes directly to them and to the technical team, and they will get in contact with you and let you know what documentation they do have, or ones that they may help you out with attaching to your specification. So you can request a document in themselves. You can also upload your own documents. By going up here, you've got the upload here, you click on the upload. Now what it does is it will select up here, choose your file. So this will be choosing the documentation of your own system and that. Now you've got to remember when you are selecting the documents, they'll be taken a copy off your system and put onto our server. And the reason for this is it's now attaching that documentation to your specification permanently. So that documentation that you have now selected is permanently attached to the specification. So if for some reason you may lose it at your end or someone deletes it from your system, it doesn't matter because it's actually in our system and is attached to the documents, the specification still, so it's not lost. You got two options below, which is My Organization and One-Off. My Organization is where the document is attached to this work section for all specifications that are generated in your office. So every time someone starts a new specification and they include this work section, this one will that document will automatically be attached to it if it's been chosen as a My Organization. Most people in cases will just do the one-off, so that's just selecting it for this one-off specification. You can then determine whether it's going to be a performance, maintenance, and warranty document, whichever one you choose. You give the document a title, and that side, which will come up in the contents page in the back of the specification on the appendix. And if you feel you need to, you can give it a description talking about what it's covering more and possibly as to why it's put into the specification. For other people that may be looking through the documentation and wondering why that documentation is actually listed in there. You then hit upload, and that would upload that onto our system and to your specification. And then when you're done, you go finish. That way you've attached your own documentation to your specification. And so when you're looking through, because quite often people have extra documentation that they have that doesn't cover, that's not listed in the mDocs and may come from other sources, or you get separately from the actual product supplier themselves. And that's why you do your own update, your own uploads. If we just jump across, that's how you want to attach documentation for each of the work sections as you work through them. Or if you want, some people go ahead and they're quite happy to go along and under manage, you see up here, you've got mDocs Appendix. Now, mDocs Appendix is just basically putting all the actual work sections in one location for you to select the mDocs from. In this case, we can see here, we have all our work sections listed. And from this on the side here, it shows you which ones actually have attached documentation to them. Like for instance, here we can just grab on this one here, which is Ramsed anchors. And over here, it opens up our mDocs. It lists all the documentation. You notice it doesn't have the upload button in this section here, but we can still filter them out to how we want them. And that, which is a good little tool if you're looking for specific documents. And it works in the same way. Click on the document, you can see what it is, see what's incorporated in it. If you're happy to, you attach it. So it works the same way as if you're doing it within the work section, or in this case, if you want to do them all at the end, when you've finished going through all your work sections. If you want to upload your own through the mDocs Appendix, you got the upload up here. And it works the same way, uploads from your system, you can give it a work section that it belongs to. You can list through here to find the work section that you're placing it to and fill out the rest of the information based upon what the documentation is that you're uploading. And then once again, just hit the upload and I'll attach it. And like everything, there will be a title page already generated, and I'll just add that documentation into the contents page of your mDocs Appendix in the back of your specification. That pretty much covers most of mDocs that we have. Not much else we can cover on that. So what we will do is we will actually jump over to eCert, which is probably what a lot of you want to see more of. So if we just grab what we can do here is grab a work section. Now, a lot of times with the eCert, you're actually looking at comparing documentation. So if we jump into here and we look at roofing and decking, we can look at the diamond metal profile roofing. And what this do is you can see on the end here, we have the little leaf document, a little leaf icon. This is to represent which ones actually have the eCert documents attached to them. And it works very much the same way as mDocs, which you'll understand a lot of it. But there is new sections because we're actually comparing documentations in here. We can compare to see which ones are the best that suit to what we need. Now, what we'll do is you'll see here from 4311 down to 4311 TS, all these documents will be pulled across into the eCert sheet. So if we click on this first icon here, the left icon, click on that, and you'll see automatically it brings me to this. Now, what we're seeing here is that group of all those materials down the page here, which goes from the 4311, which is our generic work section, and then all the product-based work sections listed down below, right down to 4311 TS, which is the bottom one of that group. And we can see in here that there's a list of all the eCert documents that we are listing up here, which is from your EPDs, your declares, your global green tags, your eco choice HRI, your T2 forest stewardship council, and your PEFC documents. So these are the documents that we're primarily gathering the documentation from right now and uploading. A lot of these people, a lot of the manufacturers are uploading their own documents, and we're also uploading them ourselves. Now you see here, this is a listing of actual documents that have been uploaded. And then, so for EPDs, for all these materials, these ones have been uploaded. Now you can see there's a little 5 beside the actual little icon there. What that means is 5 EPD documents against the diamond profile metal roofing. If you move a mouse over it, you can see that there are 5 that are listed in there. You will also see, if we just jump out of this, I'll quickly show you that we have somewhere, you'll start to get some that'll come up as an orange color, like this here. What that means is when it's orange colored, that means those documents are coming up to an expiry, into their 3 months expiry date time. So it's 3 months before they fully expire. These are dates that we've been given to us, that Masterspec has given to these documents, for them to be sent back to the manufacturers to make sure that these documents are still valid to be uploaded again. And they'll upload the more updated ones, or just agree, say that it's still valid and can be put back up. So fine. So if you're wondering why some are black and some are orange, the black ones means all the actual documents are up to date, and the ones that are orange are ones that are probably sitting in the last 3 months period. And if you move your little mouse over it, you can see it'll bring it up straight away. It'll tell you the close to expiry date. So you jump back out of this one, go back up to the metal roof one. Now, when we want to compare, you might want to compare different materials that are in here. So we can say grab these first 4. We can only do a maximum of 4 documents at a time because it takes up most of the page. So you want to compare these 4 against each other. So grab the compared button down the bottom here, and this will bring up all 4 of the documents together. And that, so you can actually start running through and looking at the information within these documents and comparing them to see the differences between the documents. So you really understanding the difference between these 4 materials, actually which one will best suit what you're looking for. Because these actually had 5 other documents listed to them, you can see we can actually do the pull down menu, so we can actually grab any one of the 5 that are in the list. So if you want to get the 0.55s, if you feel that's what you're looking for more, if you want that slightly thicker material for the roofing, because it could be traffic on it, then you can go through and you grab them, and you can start comparing them. And that, when you're happy with which ones you have selected, and that you just jump back. And when you go, because right now we're looking at work sections that we haven't actually added to our specification, because we're comparing the materials that are in there to see if they're the right ones that we want for the eCert, for your green accreditations that you're looking for in your building. So like normal, we have the normal tools over here that you'd see in our normal library, which is like a full download. You can look at the actual work section itself and full in here. And on the end is just the information about the manufacturers themselves, as in like, contact details and their homepage for the website. So if we go along and click on the full one here, what it does is it actually lists all the eCert documents that are listed in there. So you choose the ones you want, and it's just a matter of ticking. If you don't want any of the EPDs, you just click this one here and it closes them all. If you just want this one, you just close that one, and it will just download this document. When you download this work section from here, you can either do it through the Q&A, or you can download the whole work section without the Q&A. So if we went from here, clicked on this, it'll bring us through to doing the Q&A, and that one document that we had ticked will be attached to this, and we'll go into the back of your specification. Once again, like mDocs, it'll generate a cover page. It'll also generate a contents page, so you can actually list the content of all the documents that you actually upload into your specification. Now we're just going through your standard Q&A that we do for most, and we go through that, and then it'll attach it, and it'll turn into our, it'll jump over to here into our index sheet. So if we just go grab each one of these just quickly, just to upload this one, they list all the questions, the answer to go through it. We can add this document. It's going to add this work section, and it'll open it up as soon as it's added. And now we've added this to our specification, as you can see down here, the one we added. Now, because we have added an actual document to this, then the eCert document, and the one we added, it automatically now generates this clause in here, which is the manufacturer's supplied environmental documents. It automatically generates this, and it puts the documents that are in there. So we download the declare one, its certified number, document name, and on here expiry date. So it automatically generates this. You'll also get up here, it's going to generate your schedule for you. Up here under your 1236 S1 is your schedule of environmental documents. So this is automatically will be generated as well, which now lists all the documents that you're putting in there. You can see the reminders in here that we just added in. And that. So from this, you'll get a schedule. So as soon as you add an eCert document, it will automatically generate the schedule for you. And in the work section itself, it will actually drop in the actual let's grab the wrong one. Oh, 311 DH. I didn't see it for too many. As you can see here, we have the manufacturer's environmental documents attached. So they'll all be listed up in the actual work section itself and under the schedule. So each time you add or remove one, it will add the updated one in there, and it'll also remove if you remove a document from it. You also see, like mDocs, we will have the appendix up here. We have the eCert appendix, which works in the same way as the mDocs appendix does. We have all the work sections listed. And beside them over here, it's shown which ones actually have uploaded eCert documents to it. So you can click on here, and it shows the two documents. So if you want to add your documents after you've gone through and added them, you want to add eCert documents after, you can do the same as the way you do your mDocs. You know, click on them here. You can look at the document itself and see if it's the correct one that you're looking for. If it covers the information you need. And like normal, you can attach it, which will then attach to the back of your specification under the eCert section, appendix, and add the document to the contents page. And once you're done, you hit finish. So it's the same as mDocs, but the mDocs appendix and the eCert appendix works very much the same. And that, so you'll understand how that works totally fine. Same thing with uploading. Little bit of difference you'll find in the uploading is that once again, you select the document itself from your server itself, or where you've kept the document. You select the work section that is attached it, that you're attaching it to, whether it's for this project or my organization. So it's the same contents there. So if you just add it for just a specification, whether you want it for this work section for all your specifications that you now generate. Down here is an expiry date and that. So the document that you're actually downloading, you'll look through it and see what the expiry date is for that document. And then you'd place it in here. And that you also, this type, so if you're already using one of our pre-selected types that we gather them from, or if you get another one, if it's from a document of someone else that's doing eCert documents. And like normal, you give it a title and certification number. Most certification numbers you'll find on the cover sheets or the documentations. It just puts it there so you can understand the certification numbers, because quite often that's how you can actually search for them or look for them. And once you do your upload. Once you've done the upload here, once again, that document you upload will actually appear in the schedule here. It'll put it up against the correct work section you've put it under. It'll put on the certification number, who's it actually from, and the expiry date that you've given it. So it will turn up in the schedule here, and it'll also turn up in the schedule in the clause itself in that work section. So it'll also turn up under the work section in here on that. And once again, if you remove any of these as well, they will be removed from here, and it will be removed from the schedule as well. And that. So we'll just quickly run through the eCert again, so you gather how it works. You click on the little leaf tool, which will bring you up the comparison tool. From here, you've grabbed the group that you're gathering from, and you grab the select ones that you want to compare. So you can grab the 3 that you want to compare, and you go compare, and then you can look through the documents individually themselves. You can grab the multiple ones that are within there if they have more than one document uploaded against that material, and you can select the different ones if you want. You can see the difference between the 0.4s and the 0.5s. Now, in cases where you actually want to compare different materials, like you want to compare like your metal roofing against an asphalt, you can actually go up here and you'll see you can actually download other materials into this comparison tool. So in this case, if we go under, we'll stay under the enclosures. We've got down here, we've got membrane roofing. So we grab the membrane roofing. And maybe we want to grab one of the bitumen based. Not too sure how many will be sitting in this one, but we will find out. And as you'll see, because this is the 4421s, you'll see down here it's attached all the 4421s, which is probably not the best one because I don't think we have any documents in that one yet. So what we can do, if it's not the right one you want, you can just clear it from here. You go remove, and you can then go along and find the different one that you want to add. So maybe the synthetic rubbers will have more documents to it. And you can see we have a couple more in here. They are the T2 documents. Once again, you can actually grab these and can compare them. But this is quite good if you're actually wanting to compare different roofing materials or different cladding materials. So you can grab the different materials. So you can grab maybe a timber cladding against a Hardy's material, or even a long run roofing styled cladding material. So you can look at the different styles of claddings and see which one will best suit for what you're trying to achieve in the project you're doing. And once again, we can look at here, we can go to the different roofing materials. We can do like the a diamond roof against a Viking material. Unfortunately, we are still getting more information to upload. More and more the manufacturers are uploading the documents themselves up here. So over time, you'll start to see more and more eCert documents appearing as we work further along through the year. Because it's we only uploaded this tool near the start of the year, we're still uploading on documentation, and still a lot of people are uploading documentation, so it's constantly being added to. So if you don't find the actual documents you need, go back to the manufacturers themselves and ask them, because they may have the documents, they just haven't got around to uploading them yet. And because we're still going through that process of uploading a lot of them. But it's a very good tool for actually comparing documentation against each other for which ones you're choosing for the project itself. And once again, you just, because we're actually in the eCert document itself, we haven't actually uploaded these work sections yet. So to upload into your specification, we just click over here. And once again, we grab the ones that we need. And it's just a matter of just turning them off. If you don't want any of those ones, you can just turn the whole thing off or just select them out individually. But sometimes you might want to keep several of the actual ones that you're using. And you go through the Q&A this way. Or if you not want to go through Q&A and you want to download the whole work section, you still can by selecting this. And once again, it'll generate or put that work section into your specification, and you'll find it in the index on the side of your specification. And it'll automatically open into to edit. Across the top to this right-hand side here, we have we've got work sections that don't have an eCert. So without any eCerts, or with eCerts only. So if you click that, all the ones that don't have an eCert will be removed from the list. You can also change the amount of rows you want to see. If you just want to see 5 rows, or you want to see 20 rows or so on, so you can get to see all the documents themselves. And that, or you can just click the bottom to have, I didn't grab it. Grab the bottom one and just show all. So it'll show all of them. You can also search for certain documents. So if you know what you're looking for, you can search with the ones in here themselves. But as you'll see over time, you'll start to see more and more documents appearing into the eCert area, and that for you to choose from. And that. If you've got any questions, just feel free to email them through to me. You can email on my email address, which is Stephen, which is stephen.nielsen, Neilson, at masterspec.co.nz. So if you've got any questions, just email through to me, or if you want, you can just leave them here on the comments, and I'll get back to you with the answers of those questions you have, and that. Thank you for coming along for the presentation. This is a short half-hour one to cover mDocs and eCert. Like I said, any questions, you can leave them in the comments, or you can email me directly. That pretty much covers most of today for eCert and mDocs. And once again, if you've got any questions, just let me know. Okay, thank you.